Next video. Moving quick. So, understanding frames for beginners, people that want to get. So, understanding frames. Okay, frames. When talking about frames in a fighting game in particular, just means how long it takes for the move to come out or pop up. That's what's the same way. Think of frames like this, right? Okay, right here I've got a bunch of papers here, right? So it's the same way as like in animation. In animation, it works in frames, okay? So you guys have seen like quick flickery box animation, like you can flick through and then you see an animation. So imagine, for example, I'm throwing a punch. Yeah? Imagine I'm throwing a punch. So maybe I have 30 pictures, to try show this. The way the punch is being thrown. Now I've got to draw step by step, detail. Each piece by piece of how the front thing moves. So it might be like this, it might be fisting, closing, break, jab. Right? Let's say it takes me 30 frames to throw out a punch. Just an example. That means I need about 30 papers. Each of them I will draw in detail, the fist forming and the fist being thrown, the punch being thrown out. So I would do that in step by step. Every single part will count. That's how frame works. So every single thing. So in this, I'm actually. In this is the next stage. Forward, tiny bit. Forward on the third, tiny bit. So on. It's detail to detail until it's quite smooth. That's how this works. That's how game works. Animation. That's how it works. Same thing. Same concept. Okay, so talking about frames. Understanding how frame works in a fight. It's really, like I said, it's just now remember, let's talk about it. Tekken has always worked in limbs, okay? Each button corresponds to a character's limb. A few exceptions. There might be moves that you have to press like square and triangle at the same time. So, those are usually like special occasions, but more or less each button corresponds to a limb. So square or one, in Tekken terms, one means square. So one is your left punch. Two is your right punch or triangle. Or let me restart. One, PlayStation, is square, which is your left punch. Or X on Xbox. Two is triangle, your right punch. Y on Xbox. Three is your left kick. Okay? Or X on PlayStation. Or A on Xbox. 4 is your left leg. It's your right leg. Okay? It's your right leg. Or circle for PlayStation and B for Xbox. That's how the limbs work. So each limb, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That's how it works. Every single button corresponds to it. With some special exception, like for example, if I throw this move out, that's assigned. My R1 is assigned to these two. Same thing. Press these two at once. So that's like an exception move. It's throwing out a move. It's left kick, but I had to push two buttons for it to be done. Now, that's just a button input. It's just what it chose. Figure out another input for it. But 4 was taken already, so that But anyway, talking about frames. Now frames. Just remember, every single button corresponds to a limb. It always has been that way. It's always been that way. So, frames. Alright. Let's say, for example, understanding plus frames. Let's understand plus frames. makes me plus 3. For example, if I do this move with martial law, forward, let's have full blocking. Look, all is blocking now, okay? Let's say I plus that. Yeah, I'm on plus 5. I know because I've done my research. So this block on block is on plus 5. Usually, when things are blocked, depends on what move you do. Some different moves have different properties. But I'm gonna use this for example. This, I'm on plus 5, which means I've got 5 frame advantage over Paul. Go back to the papers. 5. I'm just using papers as a that means I've got 5 papers. I've got 5. There's 5 papers. 5 frame advantage. 4. Okay, got 5 papers. Yeah? 5 in total. Got 5 papers. So I've got 5 frame advantage. What does that mean? I can use that to my advantage. Okay? Since I'm on plus 5, Paul needs 5 frame to recover back to neutral. Neutral is when we're both even. Okay, we're both even. If I throw out a jab and he throws out a jab, we're both gonna eat it. It's gonna be I'm gonna eat his punch. He's gonna eat my punch. That's how it works. So we're both on neutral. But since I'm on plus 5, I've got 5 frame advantage over it, which means it will take Paul 5 frames to recover back to neutral. It will take him 5 frames to come back to neutral. That means if I throw this, yeah, throw that, and then throw out a punch, my punch doesn't necessarily come out quicker. Well, it does come out quicker, but it comes out quicker in terms of Paul needs to recover. So if Paul was to attack within me throwing out that punch, it'll be a counter hit because he's trying to attack. His move is trying to come out, you know. But since he hasn't fully recovered yet, if Paul was to throw out something as simple as a jab, yeah, my jab would beat his because I'm at 5 frame advantage, which means my move will come out 5 frames quicker than his because he needs to recover those 5 frames. That's how a frame works. Now, for example, since I'm on plus 5, you know, this. Now a jab is 10 frames. Okay, jab is 10 frames. But since I'm on plus 5, all I got to do, my technically, if I throw that out, now my punch come out at 5 frames over Paul. It's not saying that it comes out at 5 frames like on neutral. No, it doesn't work like that. It will come out at 5 frames over Paul. If there were 2 people here and I hit Paul, you know, Paul is the one at disadvantage. It doesn't mean that if I throw out a punch, the other person will be at disadvantage as well. No, the only reason my one will beat Paul is because I'm at that advantage over Paul. That's how it works. That means if Paul was to throw, like I said, if Paul was to throw out another punch, like a normal jab, you know, it will take. He needs 15 frames. He needs 15 frames for that to come out. A jab. Think about that. Because a jab is 10 frames, right? This. That. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For Law to stretch out his hand, it's 10 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. For Law to throw out that punch, it's 10 frames. It takes 10. Think about it. It takes 10 papers. The frames. That's how frames are. So that's 10 papers. That will take 10 motions, whatever. But it happens so quick. It's quick. Our eyes don't see frames. You know, it's a quick thing. It's a quick thing. It happens like this. So quick. It's so speedy. Okay. That's how frame works. And you know, so he will need 15 frames to beat me. Now the only way he can beat me is if I do a move that's more than 15 frames. For example, if I do this, I do a flip. The flip is more than 15. It's technically more than 15 frames, but you know, I think the flip kick is 17 frames. Maybe I think the flip is 17 frames or 18 frames to start. So since I'm on +5, so take away 5, take away 16 on. Let's say the flip is 16 frames to come out, for example. So that means my flip will come out at 11 frames over Paul. So that means if Paul does a jab, he will beat me. Think about it. If I do a flip, let's say my flip kick is 16 frames. Let's say it might not be 16, but let's just say, for example, my flip kick is 16 frames. So I've done a forward 3+4. I'm on +5, and my flip kick on neutral, like me and Paul, we're both on neutral, so we're on normal guard. If I was to do a normal flip, let's say he's 16 frames, yeah, and Paul jabs me. Since he's doing a 10 frame moves and I'm doing a 16 frame moves, his will beat me because his will come out quicker, and that will be a counter. Or at the worst case scenario, he will float me because since low is jumping, he can get floated. That's how frame works. So back to it. So I've done 3 or 3+. I'm on +5. So I can go for a flip. Let's say the flip is 16 frames, 17 frames, or whatever. Let's say 17 frames, worst case scenario. Let's say 17 frames, okay? I'm on +5, okay? So what's 17? Take away 5. Because since I'm on 5, I need to subtract it. Over Paul, this is basically because Paul has blocked that, so I'm at that frame advantage, so I can take away, since I'm doing a 17 frame move, since I'm on +5 against Paul, let me take away 5 frames from 17. That's 12. That means this will come out at 12 frames over Paul because Paul needs to recover those 5 frames. But since it's come at 12 frame, if I throw out a jab, if Paul throws out a jab, he will still recover quicker than me. I mean, no, his jab will beat me because I've only got 5 frames over him, and since I'm doing the move, that's coming out at 12 frames. Literally, it's coming out at 12 frames, and he's on a move that's coming out. So let's say he throws out a punch again. Let's say he throws out a punch. It's 10 frames, so it's 10 plus 5 because he's on minus. Because since he's on minus, he needs those additional 5 frames to get back to neutral. So I need to add those 5 frames to his 10 frame jab. So it's 15. Wait. I'm confusing myself. Yeah, so it's 15 frames. 15 frames. Yeah, so it's 15 frames. Because 5, since he's 5 minus and then he's trying to do, so it's 15 frames. So his jab will come out at 15 frames. That's how much of a bunch I've got over it. Then my flip, since my flip is 17 frames on neutral, so I've got to take away 5 frames from it. But I will still beat him because I'm on +5. I will still beat him. If I do a move that's super slow, like a move that's like 20 frames. Let's say I do a move that's 21 frames. Low hasn't got many, but you're not really gonna throw much of a move that's like 20 frames. Let's say, for example, 20 frames. So I've got 20 frames. Right? I've got 20 frames or 21 frames. Right? Let's say I throw a move that's one. I'm on +5. So 5 minus 21 minus 5. What's that? That's 16 frames. Paul throws out a jab. He's on -5, but he throws out a jab, which is normally 10 frames on neutral, but he throws out a jab. Yeah? He throws out a jab, and since he's on -5, the jab will come out at 15 frames because he needs, like I said, he needs to recover the 5 frame first and then throw out the jab, which means it will take him 15 frames before the move fully comes out. You know? But then my move will come out at 16 frames, which means he will beat me. That means his move will beat mine because although I'm on plus, right, I'm not on that much of a plus. Does that make sense? Because I'm doing a move that's 21 frames. Since I'm on +5, I can take off 21 plus 5, which is 16. So the move I'll be doing will be coming out at 16 frame over Paul. But Paul's doing a move that's coming out at 50. So he's got 1 frame advantage. I mean, no, he's got his move will come out 1 frame quicker than mine. That's how frame works. So that's talking about frame advantage. Now let's talk about frame disadvantage. If I do a move, let's say something like forward. First thing that came to mind. Let's say something forward. Okay? This move is minus 14 on block. Yeah? Minus 14. Which means some characters can launch it. Keep this in mind, guys. Tekken. Anything above -9 is punishable. So -10, -11, -12, -13. The worse the numbers, the more in danger your character is, and the more damage they can eat from a punishment, technically speaking. Some characters, vary. So some characters can punish 10 frames better than other characters. But generally speaking, the worse your character is, the worse the minus is, the worse they can get launched. I mean, the worse they can get punished. So -14, it's not too bad, but some characters can launch it. So something to think about. -13, alright, not many characters can. I don't think a character. There might be 1 or 2 characters that can launch 13 frames, but they react. No. I don't think a character can launch 13. There's no character that can launch 13 frames. That would be too good. 12 is fine. 11 is fine. 10 is fine. Okay. If you're -10, it's fine. If you're -11, okay. -12, fine. Okay. From -14 is where the problem starts. That means there's a problem. From -14, 15, especially 15. Oh man, start panicking. Especially from 16, 17, -17, 18, all characters can launch. All characters. Don't care. Every single character can launch -17, Most characters can launch -16, -15. Some characters can launch -14. Okay? Now, I'm talking about minus. So forward. That's -14. So some characters can launch it. But I'm playing against the law can launch that. Okay? A law can launch that. That's -14. So if 4 blocks that, that means it takes 14 frames for Law to recover back to neutral. Look how he puts his leg down. That there. From the moment Paul blocks, Law has 14 frames to recover before he goes back into normal stance. When Law's back into normal stance, he can block again. Okay. Now, as I was saying, anything under -10 is safe. Anything under, so -9, -8, -7. But the higher the number, the more you need to recover. So if you're -9, you need to recover. Don't bother. If you're -9, try not to attack. If you're -1, 2, 3, you're fine. Okay. Like -9, your character recovers quick enough to block. Yes, but he's at such a disadvantage. He barely makes it to block. -10, he doesn't recover quick enough. He's got that 1 frame of punishment. That's why sometimes when people go into punish, let's say they throw out a move, right? And then someone goes in to punish that move. For example, you throw out a move and then those -12, if I block a -12 move, this is Law's main -12 punishers. Yeah? Free fall or X and circle. Okay? That's why sometimes you hear people saying, oh, you punished too late. Because he was a frame slow. That means that's why we talk about punishment is important, because you need to be on point. If it's -12 and you want to punish -12 on block, that means your reaction needs to be instant. If it's -12 and you use a -11 punisher, that means you've got that 1 frame gap. You can rest for 1 frame. 1 frame happens so quickly, you don't even notice it. If you're blocking -12 and you use a 10 frame punisher, that means you've got a bit more time to think about it. You don't send that thinking like an idiot. Okay, you can do that. Okay, -10. So if I block a move that's -10, for example, I can do that. Or that. Okay. There's yeah. So back to this. If I block that, if someone blocks that, they can launch me for it, right? You are disadvantaged. Law's on -14, which means Paul has like back 1, 2. That's like a -12. He can use that as a punishment because that's a -12 punishment. Yeah, but that's a good. He could use that as a punishment. Paul's back 1, 4. back 1, 2, punish that. Okay, so that's how frame works. If you're at disadvantage, that's how it will work. So the higher the number, the higher the disadvantage, the more in danger you are. So the higher the minus, so minus 12, no minus 12, let's talk about minus 15, minus 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, minus 30, minus whatever. Yeah, higher it is, the more in danger you are of eating something really, really, really nasty. If you're on plus, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, plus 7, all of that. That means you're at higher advantage. Anything above plus 4 is really good. Anything above plus 4, anything like plus 3, plus 2, it's not really like it. But I mean, yeah, you can respect it. That's why people say, oh, respect the plus frames. That's what it means. And I don't think there's a character that has like plus 8 or plus 9. I don't think. Maybe, I don't think. And no character has like plus 10. If a character had a plus 10, oh man, that would be, you'll be pissed. But no, most characters, I think the best characters have like maybe plus 7 or plus 8. Yeah, no character has like plus 9, plus 10. Definitely not plus 10. So that's how frame works. So yeah. So if you're minus, you want to try and block. If you're minus, you really want to try and block. If you're on plus, then you're at advantage. That's a plus. This low is on plus 5. This low is on plus 7 or plus 6. But it's highly sidestepping. That's how frame works. So frame is just talking about how quick something is. It's talking about speed. Okay, everything in games that work in frames. 60 frames per second, 30 frames per second. That's literally what it means. It just means it takes them that amount of time to recover. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. My frame explanation. If there's anything else, then let me know. Okay, thanks guys.